Here's a question that'll make you think. Would you choose the original product or a perfect dupe that costs less? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most heated debates in the fragrance world: masterpieces versus their copycats. Can a $30 clone really compete with a $300 original? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jesse, and I'm glad you clicked on this video. You know what's wild? The fragrance industry is basically built on this concept. Almost every legendary scent has spawned dozens of inspired-by versions, DNA copies, and straight-up dupes. It's like the Wild West out there, and honestly, some of these budget alternatives are so good, they'll make you question everything you thought you knew about expensive fragrances. But here's the thing, most people don't realize. Choosing between an original and its dupe isn't just about money. It's about performance, prestige, and sometimes even your own peace of mind. Some people need that original bottle sitting on their shelf, while others are perfectly happy with a clone that smells 90% identical for 10% of the price. Today, we're putting this to the ultimate test. I've got 4 legendary fragrances and their most popular alternatives lined up for battle. We're talking about scents that have literally shaped the industry versus their budget-friendly challengers. And here's where things get interesting. Let's start with what I call the Milky Masterpiece Showdown. L'Étma Imaginaire Blanche Bête is hands down one of the most beautiful fragrances ever created. This thing opens with this gorgeous milky tuberose that's backed by rich cacao and vanilla. It's like someone captured the essence of expensive lingerie and expensive chocolate and somehow made it wearable. The base has this creamy, almost powdery finish that makes people lean in closer when you walk by. I discovered this gem about 2 years ago when my friend Marcus dragged me to a niche boutique. The sales guy sprayed it on a tester strip, and I swear the entire store went quiet. It's that kind of fragrance, the one that stops conversations and starts obsessions. The performance is incredible too. 8 to 10 hours of solid projection, and the sillage is perfectly balanced. Not too aggressive, but definitely noticeable. But here's the kicker. Blanche Bête costs around $250. That's rent money for some people, so naturally, other brands took notice. Enter Valentino Sono Inoso. When this dropped, fragrance enthusiasts immediately started drawing comparisons. The opening is remarkably similar, that same milky tuberose greeting, the cacao sweetness dancing in the background. Valentino managed to capture about 80% of Blanche Bête's magic for roughly half the price. The main difference? The dry down isn't quite as sophisticated, and the longevity drops to about 6 hours instead of 10. And here's where things get even more interesting. For the true budget warriors, there's Latafa Her Confession. This little bottle costs around $30 and delivers a surprisingly faithful interpretation of that same DNA. Sure, the opening isn't as refined, and you can tell the ingredients aren't top shelf, but for casual wear, it's honestly impressive. I've worn this to coffee shops and gotten compliments from people who had no idea it wasn't some expensive niche fragrance. The crazy part is how these 3 fragrances tell the story of modern perfumery. You've got the original artistic vision, the designer interpretation, and the mass market accessibility. Each serves its purpose, and honestly, there's room for all 3 in different scenarios. But that's just the beginning. Now let's talk about the fragrance that basically invented the concept of DNA copying. Creed Green Irish Tweed. This masterpiece has been around since 1985, and it's literally the blueprint for what we now call the fresh woody masculine category. It opens with this bright citrus burst, transitions into a green-violet leaf heart, and settles into this incredibly smooth sandalwood and ambergris base. It's sophistication in a bottle, the kind of scent that screams success without being obnoxious about it. I'll never forget the first time I smelled this. My older brother wore it to his college graduation, and even as a teenager, I knew I was experiencing something special. It has this timeless quality that never feels dated, never feels try-hard, just pure class. But here's what most people don't know. Green Irish Tweed has been copied more than almost any other fragrance in history. We're talking dozens of interpretations, from shameless clones to inspired variations. And some of them are surprisingly good. Giorgio Beverly Hills VIP Special Reserve is probably the most blatant copy. They didn't even try to hide it. This thing is basically green Irish tweed with a different label. The opening is nearly identical. The heart follows the same progression, and even the dry down hits similar notes. For about $40, you're getting maybe 75% of the Creed experience. The main compromise, the ingredients feel a bit synthetic, and the overall composition lacks some of the depth and complexity of the original. Then there's Aspen by Cody, the drugstore legend. You can literally buy this at CVS for $15, and it's been doing its thing since the 80s. It's not trying to be a perfect clone, it's more like Green Irish Tweed's casual younger brother. The performance is decent, the price is unbeatable, and for everyday wear, it absolutely gets the job done. The modern budget champion is Armaf Tres Nuit. This one actually improves on some aspects of the original formula. The opening is brighter, more energetic, and the performance is surprisingly robust. 6 to 8 hours of solid wear time, and the projection is actually stronger than Green Irish Tweed. At around $25, it's become a cult favorite among fragrance enthusiasts who know quality when they smell it. You're not going to believe this part. I did a blind test with 5 friends last month. I sprayed Green Irish Tweed, VIP Special Reserve, and Tres Nuit on different parts of my arm without telling them which was which. 3 out of 5 people picked Tres Nuit as their favorite. 1 person correctly identified the Creed, and 1 picked the Giorgio Beverly Hills. The kicker, nobody could definitively say which one was the most expensive. Here's the part most people miss. The tobacco category is where things get really wild. Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille is the godfather of this entire genre. When this launched, it basically created the sweet spicy tobacco fragrance category that every brand now tries to replicate. The opening hits you with this gorgeous cherry tobacco blend, like the world's most expensive pipe tobacco mixed with vanilla extract and warm spices. The heart develops into this rich, almost boozy sweetness. And the base is pure comfort, vanilla, benzoin, and that signature Tom Ford richness. This fragrance is pure luxury. Everything about it screams expensive, from the bottle weight to the way it develops on skin. I bought my first bottle 3 years ago as a graduation gift to myself, and I still get excited every time I wear it. The performance is outstanding too. 8+ hours with incredible sillage. People notice this from across the room. But at $350 for 100 milliliters, it's definitely an investment piece. And what happened next might surprise you. Fragrance World, Veni, and Tobacco emerged as the backup bottle solution. This house specializes in high-quality alternatives, and they absolutely nailed this one. The opening is remarkably close. That same cherry tobacco greeting, the spice blend is nearly identical, and the vanilla base is surprisingly sophisticated. For $60, you're getting about 85% of the Tom Ford experience. I actually use this as my daily driver and save the original Tom Ford for special occasions. The smart move, own both. Use the Fragrance World version for regular wear and break out the Tom Ford when you want to feel like $1 million. It's the backup bottle strategy that actually makes sense. And this is the game changer. The final battle is between Creed Aventus and its challengers. Aventus is probably the most hyped fragrance of the last decade, and for good reason. That opening blast of pineapple, blackcurrant, and apple is absolutely addictive. The birch tar in the heart gives it this smoky sophistication, and the base of musk, oak moss, and ambergris creates this incredible masculine foundation. It's confidence in a bottle, the kind of fragrance that makes you stand a little taller. The crazy thing about Aventus is how it's become a cultural phenomenon. Mention it in any fragrance group and you'll get passionate responses. Some people swear it's overrated. Others treat it like liquid gold. The truth is somewhere in between, but there's no denying its impact on the industry. Mind Games Blockade takes the Aventus DNA and adds an interesting twist: mango instead of pineapple. It sounds weird on paper, but it actually works brilliantly. The mango gives it a more tropical, summery vibe while maintaining that fruity, smoky, masculine balance that makes Aventus so appealing. At around $40, it's a fraction of the Aventus price, but delivers a unique take on the concept rather than a straight copy. Now here's the twist. After testing all these alternatives against their originals, I discovered something that completely changed my perspective. The best fragrance isn't always the most expensive one. Sometimes it's about finding the right scent for the right situation, the right budget, and the right mindset. In the Milky Tuberose category, Blanche Bête is absolutely the artistic masterpiece, but Latafa Her Confession delivers incredible value for casual wear. For the fresh woody category, Green Irish Tweed remains the sophisticated choice, but Armaf Tres Nuits actually outperforms it in some areas. Tobacco Vanilla is luxury incarnate, but Veni and Tobacco let you enjoy that experience without the premium price tag. And Aventus might be iconic, but Blockade offers a fresh perspective on the same concept. Here's what most people don't realize. The fragrance industry has democratized luxury in ways we've never seen before. You can literally smell expensive for $30 if you know what to look for. The quality gap between originals and alternatives has narrowed dramatically, especially in the performance department. But there's something else going on here. The psychological aspect plays a huge role in fragrance satisfaction. Some people need that original bottle, that prestigious label, that feeling of wearing something truly exclusive. Others are perfectly happy with a great smelling alternative that leaves more money in their pocket for other things. Neither approach is wrong. It's about knowing yourself and your priorities. So what does that really mean for you? If you're just starting your fragrance journey, I'd recommend trying the alternatives first. Figure out what DNA families you love, then decide if the original is worth the upgrade. If you're established in the hobby and have the budget, sometimes that original bottle is worth it for the complete experience. And if you're somewhere in between, the backup bottle strategy might be perfect. Own the original for special occasions and use the alternative for daily wear. The fragrance world has never been more accessible, and that's honestly beautiful. Whether you're wearing a $300 original or a $30 alternative, the most important thing is that you smell good and feel confident. The bottom line? In 2025, you don't have to choose between smelling amazing and staying within budget. The alternatives have gotten so good that the real question isn't whether dupes can rival originals. It's which option fits your lifestyle best. What's your experience with originals versus alternatives? Drop a comment below and let me know which camp you're in. Are you team original all the way? Or have you found some incredible dupes that rival their inspiration? I love hearing your stories, and they definitely influence future video topics. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, smell and feel good. Stay fragrant.